From observation, I actually think that people generally love distortion. I mean, we love a distorted guitar. We love those old Beatles recordings, and they are really distorted. And that seems to be one thing that's missing today, and why some people might say music doesn't sound the same anymore, because it doesn't have the same distortion. You would get a lot of that distortion from running microphones into preamps, and then preamps into consoles, and then consoles onto tape, and these are all conversion processes that add distortion. And if you get a bit of an overzealous engineer that starts to push things a little bit, then you start to hit those lovely saturation points. And that's something you can think about with your own productions. If you're doing everything in the computer, it's hard to add that distortion and that natural sounding distortion. There's a lot of plugins that emulate it, but simply by taking a signal out of the computer and running it through a few boxes, or turning it into air and then amplifying that again, so reamping, running a drum beat out of a speaker, miking that up and then back into the computer, you'll just start to get distortion. So check this out, guitar loves distortion. I mean, some would say that the sound of the electric guitar is a distorted electric guitar. What I'm going to do today is actually apply a bit of focus distortion to the guitar. I'm going to record a nice, clean, cool tone through this little practice amp here, and then let's add some focus distortion, and you decide for yourself, see how you think it sounds. Focus distortion is a really great way for getting things to cut through in a mix, or to give different elements their own place in a mix. And it's really cool to add excitement and to add drive and push, and yeah, you see what you think. Watch this. We're going to take a bit of a different approach this time and use some distortion from In the Box, and we'll take that guitar lick from before and let's apply Ableton's overdrive. Now we'll focus it a bit more. So we'll start the lick dry. Okay, so let's start the lick with the distortion on and turn it off. So as you've just heard, just by focusing that overdrive and pushing the energy in a new place, you start to tune your sound, and you can adjust it, and you can choose how you want your sound to settle into a mix. And the fuzzy bits under distortion will help it join in with the other sound in the mix. It also really changes the element on its own. It's really cool for voice. Maybe if you've got a recording that's a bit boxy, or maybe you've got a drum loop and you want to get the snare to pop a bit more, this is a really great technique for that. It's actually a really great repair technique if your sound recording is not quite up to scratch, or it's not sort of settling and sitting how you want to. You can repair your sound with distortion, or at least mask it. Muso's Corner.